Greetings, Habari. Welcome to Kiy NY7. Doing a live stream has to do with devilism. And just I feel like there's a lot of fake outrage going on with different crimes or where there's people that are targeting certain groups of people. And there's those of us that know it all too well because it tends to always have us on that kind of a menu to get eaten up. And that's black people from anywhere you're from or live, just about, right? So here, as you can see from the thumbnail, I have it right up there. And I hope everyone is doing well. So it made me think of the movie The Omen when I see Ben Shapiro. He looks like that little beast devil's kid, Damien. Damien 666. Exactly. From that movie. It's old, but it's him. In the middle was a throwback picture of it's the back of Melania and President Donald J. Trump, and then you have Barron as a baby. He's on the side of the thumbnail also, because just part of what he has going on is somewhere around worth 150 million. Um, then I have Acura. Acura doesn't have anything to do particularly with this part of, with the stream. They just make great cars, always have, and they're good with doing ads on YouTube. So be cool to check out some things going on with Acura. But yeah, it just reminded me of like little Damien children running around and just wreaking havoc. It just really is. That's what it seems like. So I'm gonna show some clips and just get right into some things that are pertaining to like violence. You know, they're targeting certain groups of people, and there's still a manhunt for one of these people that committed one of these crimes. So economic brackets, they word their problems different. So we're gonna get into that now. Thanks for coming through.
In the urgent manhunt for a killer who is very much still on the loose. He killed two people in this building right behind me and has been on the run since Saturday afternoon. Police now have released new images of this person, the individual they believe to be connected to this shooting. You can see them right here. These are three pieces of new video. They're asking for the public's help here in this new video, which is clearer than the images we had seen. Officials are pointing to the fact that this individual they believe is about 5 feet 8 inches tall. They identify him, the FBI is calling him stocky. You can see the jacket there, two-tone jacket, maybe a little bit of green, and clearly the man is masked. There also appears to be an identifiable gait in the way that he walks. Officials say he should be considered armed and dangerous. They don't know whether he is still in the area. It's been nearly 72 hours now since this shooting. The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward.
So that's just one of the things we got going on in the US where there's targeted violence that's been going on. And it's been blamed on anti Semitism, you know, and things like that. I want to show that. And I have some information on a lot of moves that Barron has been making. He's been buying up a lot of real estate, and as he should. But I just don't know why the news keeps downplaying just how much he's buying. But we're going to go by the receipts that I'm about to pull up. And I don't mean to skip around too much, but.
Has anyone ever heard of it?
Barron, as most people do know, at least by now, President Donald J. Trump's son is Barron, his youngest son and only child of Melania Trump. Um, he has been making a lot of purchases. He's been making news again, but for different reasons. Now, in the thumbnail that I showed, I'm talking about devilism, how we are sometimes we're starting to allow people that actually seem to worship the dang on devil, and we're gonna listen to them. Ben Shapiro is one of those people. Now, back to Barron Trump, he's very close to possibly putting his faith into Christ. Now, somebody had a little conversation with him privately recently, and then they just started putting it all over the news. But he was saying that the person was making great points, and he sounds like Baron Trump may be interested in possibly getting more into his faith. So that's where that was coming from. And that was what that was, pretty much about. It is an open chat room here too, so feel free to comment, chat. It does help the live stream. You can consider hitting like button, consider subscribing too if you haven't already. I talk about things to do with the community, astrals, things to do with intimacy at times, and what was the other thing? Astrals, community, energy, intimacy. I don't think I said everything. The four kind of main goals. So that's what we got for that. Let me see if someone said something in the chat. That's Baron. Y'all better bow to Baron. He about to buy up your house. So Baron Trump's astonishing wealth, how president's son racked up 150 million in net worth. And this is just what we know, what they kind of slipping and telling us. I'm telling you, he's rolling in good money, but I don't know why they keep hiding it so much. It makes sense why President Trump would have a net worth of 6 billion. His son Baron has been barely out of high school, and as you know, he attends NYU. And he stays back and forth reportedly from Washington D.C. and sometimes he stays in New York. Barron co-founded the cryptocurrency company, and according to Forbes, they reported that Barron co-founded World Liberty Financial, short for WLFI, in 2024. He has a 10% stake in that company. That company is capped at around $2.6 billion. 2.6 billion. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. Oh my goodness, my bad. I thought I was showing y'all this. Here it is. The net worth. All right. So that's just something really interesting. And it's almost like what's interesting to me too is like they just keep trying to hide it, and I don't know why they're doing that. It's kind of weird and strange to me if you ask me. So there's just different things going on in politics too that I wanted to just show some updates on. Just before I had came on here, um, Kamala Harris had just made some announcements, so she went live here on YouTube also. And I wanted to chime in because I was seeing some of what she was speaking on, and I wanted to see what she had going because I was just like, what is she doing right now? So I'm going to show a little bit of that too. So I'm just showing some clips of things that are interesting going on, kind of hidden. But I'll get to that in a minute. The thing I have an issue with is Ben Shapiro. He's also on my thumbnail right here. Ben Shapiro seems like he plays a lot of the race cards on people when it's convenient for him. There are Jewish people that feel like they're so under attack when Black people are usually the ones under attack. Black people are under attack constantly. So we get it, but we don't quite get it. So I'm just looking at who defends who jumps out there and puts their neck out there and half knows half of the story. So I'm gonna show some of that too. Um, Also, the murder that just occurred with the Reiner family, the husband and wife that could have been done by his son. I want to talk about that and show Michelle Obama. She is like slamming Trump for being insensitive. And I think people are paying a lot of attention to what Trump is saying instead of just be having gratitude for the person that passed away. I don't know how y'all feel about it, or do you feel no, you should give pushback, to someone that's being disrespectful to someone in their death. But I'm gonna go just touch back on an interview that occurred on Bill Mayer's show with Ben Shapiro and who's this other guy? He's really good. Bakari Sellers. He's really good, intelligent man. So let's get into this right now.
The way I wanted to bring this full circle is that yes, Democrats have to combat the anti-Semitism that's within our own party as well. It needs to be rooted out completely from both parties. That's my only point. It has no place. It has no place in the American political.
I agree. I obviously agree, and I personally have been targeted more than probably anyone else in America by alt-right anti-Semites. Okay, like truly by the statistics. As a conservative,
You're a liar, and I didn't even know you said that. You're a liar. Now, YouTube they give this platform for anybody, as long as you're not violent, as long as you're not whatever, or a wrong narrative that they don't want. You're a liar. Black people have it the most. You're a liar. And you know it. Most white people look alike. We don't half know the difference. That's why Whoopi Goldberg was like, honestly, I don't know the difference between Jews and another white person. Sometimes we can tell. A lot of times we don't know the difference. But when you put yourself out there and you're controversial, you have to expect the hate. You can put kittens online like the Kitten Academy does and get hated on for no reason. That's what comes with it. But when you have a hateful spirit and you know that's in you, yeah, you're going to get that back. So just stop lying.
Now, let me say that the vast disproportion of people who are anti-Semitic in America right now, unfortunately, I wish this were not true. I wish it were a non-bipartisan issue and there were no anti-Semitism. But the vast disproportion is inside the Democratic Party right now, which is why the Democratic Party seems unable to divide off from, say, Ilhan Omar or Rashida Tlaib. Yeah. It's why they've had such trouble in simply declaring the obvious, which is that Hamas should surrender. It's why Joe Biden, by the way, the other night, even at that foreign policy supposedly masterful display, he had a tough time explaining exactly. He didn't mention the word hostages one time when he was discussing Israel and Hamas. And there are 5 American hostages sitting in Hamas tunnels right now, and he's still talking about slow-walking military aid to Israel to finish off that war. That is because he is deeply concerned that he's going to lose that part of his base that is anti-Semitic.
So
let's be fair. There's anti-Semitic, but it's not equal. There's only one party in Congress that equated Hamas equal to America in the same place.
Well, I mean, but
they're sitting elected to
let me also just call bullshit for 1 second, because there was a $31 billion MOU that was signed by what president? Barack Obama. F-35s were delivered to Israel under what president? Barack Obama. The Iron Dome was created under what president? Barack Obama. And so, I've been somebody who's always said that Israel is an American value. I've always said that. October 7th was one of the most devastating days that I've ever seen with my own eyes.
The Democratic Party is not the same party that Obama had today.
Wait, hold on. It actually is. And Barack Obama signed into law the Iran nuclear deal. Barack Obama made Benjamin Netanyahu walk out of the back door of the White House. Barack Obama was the most anti-Israel president in the history of the United States.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No,
he was.
Every American
the only possible
president
exception might have been H.W. during his term.
Part of the problem is, at least what we all know we've experienced, is that they want to scare people into making sure they know you're pro-Israel. You don't have to be pro-Israel. You have to be pro what you believe in. All right. These new Israel people, they're not the Israelites anyway. They are new Israel people. And they've been invoking violence on other countries for a long time. Finally, America kind of stood up to the new Israel leader and said, hey, we got to cut down on these wars. Trump has been trying to get rid of this war, let it come to an end. So to say the things that they say, they're very offensive. They're very opposing to anyone that seems like they're not all the way in favor of Israel. No one is saying they need to go, but you can't force your opinions onto other people. And I honestly don't care if this is an unpopular position, because it's the true position. It's the truth. Y'all can run from it on this live stream if you want to. The truth is still going to prevail.
I think that's a teapot.
See, let me go on to, there was another part that I wanted to show. Okay.
The DOJ announced that they cracked a major terror plot, this time in California. Plus, we'll get to the dumbest assumption in Americans, right? That, of course, is all. The DOJ announced that they cracked a major Americans, right? That, of course, is all.
With someone here, and you got 15,000 views. That's interesting. And it took a whole day. So this is way less than the last one. So are you paying for some of your videos? Are you promoting just certain ones? I'm just wondering.
It is a somber morning.
Is silly.
It is a somber.
What he said.
Major politician that I've ever heard of. The question is, how do you formulate the public policy that is most likely to be effective without invading the rights of Americans, right? That, of course, is always the question. But this kind of emotivism in which you claim that your opponents just don't care about people who are killed in violence with a gun is silly.
It is a somber morning indeed. And as I make my way to my own pulpit this morning, I'm going to say a special prayer for Brown University and for our nation. And I can tell you that as a pastor who has presided over many funerals, I don't think that there's any pain deeper than when nature is violently reversed, and rather than children burying their parents, the parent has to bear the child. And so we pray prayers for these families. But we have to pray not only with our lips, but with our action. Any nation that tolerates this kind of violence year after year, decade after decade, in random places on our college and school campuses without doing all that we can to stop it is broken and in need of moral repair.
Now, again, the idea that gun laws are going to fix this, I have some very, very serious doubts, and Democrats they seem unable to actually suggest specific gun laws that would prevent any of the types of gun crimes that are occurring, other than mass gun confiscation, which they won't actually articulate out loud because they understand that it's politically unpopular. Nonetheless, these sorts of situations seem to be for Democrats an opportunity to mouth platitudes about how the other side doesn't care about people who are dying, which of course is not true. Did you like this clip? Well, you can get more of these clips on our new YouTube channel, Ben Shapiro Clips. Click the subscribe button down below right now.
Nah, we good. I'm clicking nothing. This is how we have people just painting the narratives. Regardless of how you feel about things, it is an open chat room. I don't like to be silenced. I don't like people to silence themselves. A lot of y'all silence yourselves. So that's why we're still where we are in this world, where we overlook the major racism issues, and then we just pick and choose who we want to defend. We pick and choose what hurts us or what that's hurting them, so it's bothering me, really. So I'm speaking for a lot of Black people, not all, because that's not my job. Black people have had it extremely hard, so we're one of the main people that can relate to a lot of things. We don't have a term. They don't give us anti-Semitism. They don't give us a term. They just finally put racial words in the books of law saying, hey, you can't call people Niggr. But I guess you could call them Nigga. I don't know, what have you. It's your mouth. So where are we? Why are we picking just certain fights and certain people to defend? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Acura's on here too, because Acura, they make great cars and they do good ads on YouTube. So that's why they on the thumbnail. But this was about Barron making moves. He's making a lot of good moves in real estate quietly. And then when people find out about it, it's like they try to shush it up. I don't know why they keep doing that. He's doing what you would think he would do in his position. But when I say devilism, it's like we have people that you could have your Jewish, I don't know what you call it, I forgot, on your head, Ben Shapiro, and do all that all you want to. You enjoy being partnered with the devil. So that's why I call it devilism. I feel that people in the US have fake hate crime outrage. You people that are from other areas that aren't even in the US, it really doesn't even concern you guys anyway. But if you want to chime in, feel free. You guys got a lot of fakeness going on too. It's so fake and boring everywhere else that's why everybody's concerned about what the US is doing. But y'all not helping. You're not doing nothing. There's some people that want racism to continue. That's why it keeps continuing. So why are we putting on a fraud, fakeness to pretend that we care? I don't. I get quiet. I talk about other stuff. Now, in the middle of the thumbnail, I put bow to Barron because I just like how it sounds, and bow down to him because he's making a whole lot of money. So I'm just having fun with actual true things, and then some more receipts I'm going to show y'all. I want to show this too because it didn't show up the first time. I didn't have the right tab up. So this is why I'm saying that Barron's making some big moves in real estate and things like that. But they're kind of saying he's not what he is. Here it says Barron Trump's astonishing wealth. So he has the net worth of $150 million. And that's really just of what we know. Because again, they want to keep it quiet. And maybe they're just doing this, y'all, while President Trump is in office. I feel like that's why, but I've been tracking him. I've been watching him. And I'm even going to show y'all here. It's Finance Yahoo, People Magazine. I just showed y'all NASDAQ. So these are reliable sources that do know how to get in there and find information. So they've been getting information. They're pulling it out for us. But I honestly feel like nobody's been really paying attention. So y'all don't really know what's going on because you're just not really paying attention. So as you see right here too, I just went over this, but briefly again before I close out, President Trump net worth is around $6 billion. So he has his youngest son who's Barron, and he's the one that has a good amount of stake. It says 10%, but that's 10% of a company that is World Liberty Financial that's been capped at $2.6 billion. So that's pretty good. That's high. So that's a very valuable company product that he has. And you see on the side, this is all the current NASDAQ information right here. So this is all in real time. Some of this just came out the other day. And then some of the information that I brought on here was from a while back. Because like I said, I've just been like tracking him and his real estate. So as you see, as Barron has been moving forward in his late teens, they said he was buying up luxury properties. And then they said, no, he wasn't. Then there was people that said, oh, he owns part of Trump Towers. And they said, no, he doesn't. Yes, he does. He's entitled to it. He's a heir. He's entitled to that. I don't know what they're lying about. I don't know if the Trump administration is saying, keep it quiet, or we seeing it for ourselves. So he's buying up a lot of things, and he's been staying between NYU, which is where he goes to school, and Washington, D.C. reportedly. All right, I gotta fix my thing. It's kind of making noise in the background. I'm gonna shift gears a bit. I had mentioned that I just saw while I was online, Kamala Harris had just did a live stream. I'm subscribed to her page. She has a page right here on YouTube. She was barely on it ever. You probably wouldn't even known about it, but she just started coming on. Well, in the past year when she started running for president, she came on. So she just did a live. Wait, was it live? I think it was live. So I wanted to talk about.
But real talk, we must be candid and clear. Donald Trump is not the only source of our problems. He and the rise of the MAGA movement, I believe, are a symptom of a failed system that is the result of years of outsourcing and offshoring, financial deregulation, growing income inequality, a broken campaign finance system, and endless partisan gridlock, all contributing to how we got here today. So as we plan for what comes after this administration, we cannot afford to be nostalgic for what was in fact a flawed status quo and a system that failed so many. We cannot advocate for nor settle for a simple return to what existed in the past. The work ahead requires us to reinvent, to innovate, to inspire, and understand that the task before us is not just a political project. It must be a project of civic renewal. It must be a project of civic renewal. Many of you know, throughout my career, I have invoked a consistent mantra: the power is with the people. Well, this idea, we all know, comes from the founders. It's not an original thought. It comes from the founders, that in a functioning democracy, we, the people, have the power to shape our own fate. But today, Americans are skeptical of whether this remains true. Americans wonder whether hard work alone is enough to ensure a good future for themselves and their families. They worry that the forces impacting their day-to-day lives are beyond their control. And is it any wonder when today so many of our nation's political and economic power is concentrated in the hands of the very few? Is it any wonder that the people feel this way? Is there any doubt that such concentration of power is the mark of a corrupted system, that it is corrosive to our democracy. So a primary task, I believe, must be to confront this excess concentration of power and provide greater agency to everyday citizens. We must reform our institutions in ways that will put the people back in charge, in a way that actually promotes the general welfare. And while a project of civic renewal may sound lofty, especially given the challenges of this moment, I believe that it is a necessary endeavor and that it be grounded in certain values that I know we all share. The values that all forms of work contribute to the public good and deserve dignity, and all Americans performing that work deserve to be rewarded fairly. That in addition to economic security, Americans' well-being also depend on health, safety, and connection with family and community. That technology should be harnessed on behalf of the public interest, and at its best, it should always seek to enhance human ingenuity, not replace it, to deepen our connections, not sow distrust among us. That the government derives its legitimacy from the people, and so it must be responsive to the actual needs of the people, be more transparent in its activities, and most of all, that it cannot be bought by outside interests. That the advancement of justice and equality strengthens society as a whole, and upholding the rights of the marginalized fortifies the rights of everyone. That to reinstate a sense of civic solidarity, we should provide more opportunities to perform national service. And we must invest in public education, public spaces, and ambitious national projects that remind us of what we can achieve.
Yeah, so I was just reading through the comments. Y'all got me laughing. But you know what's interesting? And it's funny y'all said it in the chat, like, oh boy, her again. And was that Real Brother got the bag? R.I.P. Real Brother. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Crockett as well. These people are paid regardless. But that doesn't mean that grassroots people, some of us wouldn't get paid, but we know we do the dang on thing when we ain't even got it like that. So when you got it like that and you have the attention of the people, you best do the dang on thing while you got it. She just came on here, right? And I call it down the middle. So anybody new or you come here, is nothing but truth going to come from me. And I try to add some entertainment too, because people are losing their minds and not accepting the truth unless you tickle them while you give them the truth. So I feel like I got to play with y'all like babies and mess around with y'all and tell jokes and make you laugh just for you to get a dose of the truth. Get it before something gets you. All right. Now with her, she just came back on YouTube and said, hey, everybody. Hi, America. Oh, there's my friends. She wants to know she still has friends. If Kamala still had friends, she would have won. That was a big shocker to a lot of people. We didn't know who was going to win when it got down to it. It was a very strange race. If she's going to still have political stance, she has to stand strong. She got to stop all this giggling and all this weird stuff she's always doing and she's never making her point made. We make more points on YouTube than she has, right or wrong. Have y'all really been following the woman? Now, I know that she has a heart. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people are looking for too. We're looking for more compassion. We're looking for some empathy. People don't feel they get that from Trump. So it depends on what you're looking for in your leadership. And it don't seem like we've been really getting it. So I'm gonna play some more of hers in a minute, but I do chime in and do my commentary too. So people come and go. That's on y'all. The truth is gonna be here regardless. So don't just let it get you before you can get it, which will make more sense. Um, so what else did I have? Oh, okay. And then they pulled up Crockett. Y'all want to stick with the Democrat? We can stick with the Democrats for a second. Let's see what they're talking about.
we can.
No, it's not. All right, so the volume got cut. So that shouldn't have been an issue because the live stream is not live right now. She's done. So why was there an issue? All right, I'm gonna check my background and see what's going on here. Because I'm not sure why that's not coming up. Let me try one more time because it could be a technical difficulty because I've seen other people having issues with their audio as well at times while we're live on YouTube. Don't know why. Something in my nose. All right, between her shouting and whatever's going on, interrupting my live stream while I was on a roll. Thanks, YouTube. Dang. Please don't curse in my chat room. We use big people words here. Appreciate it. We all have something to be pissed about, but let's just try to stay positive, because if not, you're going to ruin yourselves. Depression is back out in the air. I'm fighting. I'm punching it in the face. Like, you won't get me, devil. You will not have my mind. Do y'all want to go back to Kamala for a minute? I'm having trouble with Crockett. I'm really having trouble. Oh my God. So I was trying to do Democrats, and I'm gonna get back to
Career,
what
I
was
have
trying to say about
invoked
others.
a consistent mantra: the power is with the people. Well, this idea, we all know, comes from the founders. It's not an original thought. It comes from the founders, that in a functioning democracy, we, the people, have the power to shape our own fate. But today, Americans are skeptical of whether this remains true. Americans wonder whether hard work alone is enough to ensure a good future for themselves and their families. They worry that the forces impacting their day-to-day lives are beyond their control. And is it any wonder when today so many of our nation's political and economic power is concentrated in the hands of the very few? Is it any wonder that the people feel this way? Is there any doubt that such concentration of power is the mark of a corrupted system, that it is corrosive to our democracy? So a primary task, I believe, must be to confront this excess concentration of power and provide greater agency to everyday citizens. We must reform our institutions in ways that will put the people back in charge, in a way that actually promotes the general welfare. And while a project of civic renewal may sound lofty, especially given the challenges of this moment, I believe that it is a necessary endeavor, and that it be grounded in certain values that I know we all share. The values that all forms of work contribute to the public good and deserve dignity.
All right, so as you see, Kamala Harris is back on the scene. She's been very quiet. She has a channel right here on YouTube. That's where that's coming from. She was live today. Also, as a lot of people do know, are aware that Jasmine Crockett is running for senator of Texas. So she's been running her campaign for that. She's getting a lot of backlash. There's people that just don't believe in her. And I'm surprised that, well, we're just gonna we're gonna see for ourselves. But yeah, she's been having just issues, I think, with the following. So she just spoke. Actually, she's live now. They have a live event going on now, but I want to show some of that, then we can just see what she has going on. And then I'll get back with Ben Shapiro. Maybe I should get back on him now, and then because it's kind of giving like a nice break in between. We're talking about this group of people, and then going back to this group. That's good.
Well, he's got to pick somebody over
I would tell you that the only person who poses any fear for Democrats is probably Marco Rubio. Marco, he looks like the future. He has a great deal of experience. He can talk to Hispanic voters in ways and communicate in ways that otherwise Trump and
I'm wondering how y'all feel about Ben Shapiro. So, I know people can throw F-bombs around and you're like, oh no, oh yeah, but how come y'all don't have no talking points? Like, I'm looking for people to come in and like express how you feel, but have something like to stand on, whether or not you agree with what I'm saying. I feel Ben Shapiro is nobody to trust. He's very sneaky.
5 million voters per election cycle. What that means is that you're probably going to get closer to a reversion to the mean. I'd be shocked if you even get as many voters as you had in 2020 and 2024. And a lot of the voters who are not going to be, quote unquote, showing up, by which I mean, like, not using mail-in ballots.
Democrats are doing to one another
More than probably anyone else in America by alt-right anti-Semites, okay? Like, truly, by the statistics. As a conservative, Now, let me say that the vast disproportion of people who are anti-Semitic in America right now, unfortunately, I wish this were not true. I wish it were a non-bipartisan issue and there were no anti-Semitism. But the vast disproportion is inside the Democratic Party right now, which is why the Democratic Party seems unable to divide off from, say, Ilhan Omar or Rashida Tlaib. Yeah. It's why they've had such trouble in simply declaring the obvious, which is that Hamas should surrender. It's why Joe Biden, by the way, the other night, even at that foreign policy supposedly masterful display, he had a tough time explaining exactly. He didn't mention the word hostages one time when he was discussing Israel and Hamas. And there are 5 American hostages sitting in Hamas tunnels right now, and he's still talking about slow-walking military aid to Israel to finish off that war. That is because he is deeply concerned that he's going to lose that part of his base that is anti-Semitic.
Let's be fair. Anti-Semitic, but it's not equal. There's only one party in Congress that equated Hamas equal to America in the same party.
Well, I mean, but
they're sitting elected to
let me also just call bullshit for 1 second, because there was a $31 billion MOU that was signed by what president? Barack Obama. F-35s were delivered to Israel under what president? Barack Obama. The Iron Dome was created under what president? Barack Obama.
Now, he brought up Ilhan Omar, and she's been getting a lot of scrutiny lately. She's one of the Somalians who is on this Senate. Is she the Senate or is she? I know she's a representative. Some of their titles, the only difference is pay and a little bit of power difference. I was surprised when I found out or realized some years back that she's from Somalia. She's not even from America. And I just grew up thinking that our political positions, you actually had to be a born American, which is how it should be. Now, I'm everything Africa, for those that don't know me, but I'm everything truth. And I have my political stance for my reasons, and they make sense. I want to show some of this to see what they had to say, because she actually got interviewed. She got a lot of backlash. They're claiming that she married her own brother for reasons like American benefits. The Somalians are under a lot of scrutiny lately because it's been proven, and they're being charged with frauding at least $1 billion of U.S. money to terrorist organizations, some of it in Somalia and Africa, and some other things. So
Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is calling for clarity about the immigration crackdown in the Twin Cities. In a letter to DHS on Friday, Omar says witnesses have documented blatant racial profiling and an egregious level of unnecessary force by ICE agents during Operation Metro Surge. President Donald Trump continues to target Omar, calling her and other Somalis, quote, garbage, and accusing her of attaining U.S. citizenship illegally. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar represents 700,000 Minnesotans in Minneapolis and the West Metro suburbs. She won her last election a year ago by 50 percentage points. And the Congresswoman joins us right now. Thank you very much for coming in.
Good to be with you, Esme.
All right. I do want to ask, first of all, how are you? And what is it like being the focus of a president's ire repeatedly over and over again?
I am doing all right. And it is really disturbing and creepy to have the President of the United States be obsessed with you and those who share your ethnicity. I know that he is deflecting from the failures of his presidency. He rather scapegoat us than answer for why people can't afford their lives, why he has not fulfilled his promise of creating a more affordable America. He doesn't want to answer for the possible war crimes of shooting down those boats in the Caribbean. He does not want any conversations about releasing the Epstein files. He wants to continue to protect pedophiles. And he certainly doesn't want to answer for why soybean farmers are struggling here under the weight of not just tariffs, but the fact that he bailed out Argentina to the tune of $40 billion. And so what does he do when he doesn't want to really answer the questions about the failures of his administration? He accused the bigotry. And we know this playbook.
Well, this has been going on. Well, there's a history there that goes back to the first term, but this latest incident or series of incidents has been about 2 weeks. And Jean, your staffer, was telling me in the past 2 weeks, there has been a flood of phone calls into your office. And I want you to tell me about the majority of those calls.
Yeah, the majority of those calls are of people who are lending their support, telling us that they disagree and mortified about what the president has had to say, not just about me, but about Somalis here in Minnesota and in this country, who are their neighbors and fellow classmates and fellow co-workers. But they also tell us to continue fighting because it does set an example when you stand up to bullies. And there's so many young people who are watching us who want that representation that says you're not going to bully us from doing the work that we're supposed to do.
Well, the president does have the proverbial bully pulpit, being the president, and he has continued to say and accuse you of attaining U.S. citizenship illegally. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows I came to the United States at the age of 12, gained my citizenship at the age of 17, and I am an elected representative in the House of Congress, and so the House of Representatives in Congress. And so for me, you know, I look at it as a display of his ignorance, and I see it as a national embarrassment that he continues to say those kind of things, even though he does know what the truth is.
One of the things that the president keeps talking about, and others have talked about it here, is the degree of fraud in some Medicaid programs here in Minnesota, which obviously is taking away from people who really need the money. A disproportionate amount of the people who have been convicted so far are Somali. What do you say to that, and the fact that the entire community is getting blamed?
Yeah, I mean, here in the United States, we don't blame the crimes of an individual on a whole community. We are, as Minnesotans, also outraged the fact that our tax dollars were defrauded. And as somebody who deeply cares about these sort of social safety net programs, I'm deeply hurt that we had fellow Minnesotans who thought it was okay not only to take that money away from vulnerable people that needed it, but also jeopardize the future of these programs.
Right. One of the things the president is also targeting is that they want to do several investigations to see whether any of the money that Somalians send home, which they have for years, via money transfer businesses, if any of that has gone to a terror group called Al-Shabaab that has murdered many, many Somali citizens. The suggestion the president seems to make is that Somalis are hand in hand with Al-Shabaab. Do you want to clear that up? And what do you think about looking to see if anything is getting to Al-Shabaab?
Yeah, I mean, Somalis here in Minnesota have been in the forefront of fighting against the terror that is Al-Shabaab and the destruction that it has caused in Somalia. Many of us have family members that still live in Somalia. Many of us have friends and people that we grew up with. We are deeply worried every single time that there is a terrorist attack that somebody we know might have gotten hurt. And so if there is here and there to this accusation that some of the money might have gone to support Al-Shabaab, we do want our government to get to the bottom of that, because we also spend a lot of time and resources as Americans fighting Al-Shabaab. Our government is very much involved in helping the Somali government fight Al-Shabaab.
All right, and one of the things that's going on for years is that the banking industry really isn't set up in Somalia, and that these money service businesses are the way people give money. But I want to ask also about fearing something else, because I read that there was...
All right, I have to chime in right here. She did not answer the question about Medicaid fraud. There's been a lot of Medicaid fraud going on in America, and we haven't seen such a huge sweep of it since the Trump administration has gotten into office. And it doesn't mean other administrations didn't maybe do some diligence, but nothing like we're seeing now. Things are being exposed that we didn't realize. Now, earlier on, the Somalians said it was racism was the reason they were being investigated. I, for one, am so much against racism. That's why I talk about it a lot. Can't help it. My booty black, okay? And so it's frustrating to someone like myself that does the work, that does the honest things, that and speaks on honest things, that I see through racism. You can't use that. They call that the race card when you're just throwing it in something where it doesn't belong. It had nothing to do with the investigation because investigation is finding that there's over $1 billion that the Somalians have been smuggling. They're going on all these trips and all these things, whether you wearing your hijab or not, and it's costing us money. You're not even from here. Now, I don't want people to get it twisted and think that I'm one of these weirdo FBAs either that doesn't like my African people. Oh, we all come from Africa, people. I see the comment. You taking after Trump calling it an ish hole. But guess what? That's your ish hole. Okay? Because all humankind comes from Africa. We have to clean up Africa. We need to aid Africa. But we have to do better with doing it together. It's too messy to just keep throwing people money and saying, hey, is that enough for now? No, we have to get our hands dirty too to clean it up. I didn't hear her answer that question. And no, I don't feel like people that are not born in America should have a political position. No, I've never agreed with that. And I don't think I'm alone when I tell y'all that we weren't taught that other people came from other countries and held political office either. So it's strange to me. And when you see her, she looks so, innocent. And she probably does have a lot of innocence to her because I feel that she's a humble woman from Somalia and she wants good things in America. But when you going elbow to elbow with these people that have been frauding us so badly and you're still not directly speaking on it, Ilhan Omar, you have a lot of explaining to do, sis. The Democrats aren't even backing her no more. They got quiet. They were like, shh, shh, shh. Once the news started coming about all this theft from the Somalians in America, illegal immigration in America, and you have illegal behaviors in America, but we're not supposed to care about that. All right.
Was a raid on a restaurant and a young man was arrested, and it's a restaurant that your 20-year-old son frequents, and you got very concerned. Tell us about that, because the fear comes home for mothers, whether they're members of Congress or not.
Yeah, I mean, it was last Friday. Typically my son goes to Friday prayers with his friends, and then they all go and eat at their favorite restaurant in Cedar Riverside.
Yeah, I bet they do eat at their favorite restaurant by the Riverside. After they steal all the American money, and if you come investigate us, we're going to say that it's a racist thing. We're going to call Kiy NY7 and tell her that, they're targeting us. Don't you do that. Shout out to y'all in the chat. I see y'all. Thank you. Yeah, this is the thing. And I'm glad I was quiet about it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you get a little bit of information and you think you got a lot. And it makes you want to come on YouTube and say, leave the Somalians alone. Why are y'all doing that? You're doing it because they're darker skinned people. And they actually not even that dark. And they get you going, right? No, sit back and get the information first. And that's why I like that I manifest and I tap into different areas of my spirituality, because it's been helping guide me. It knows when to tell me to shush and listen up. Open them 2 ears, Kiy, and don't just come on here talking. Get your information, pull the receipts, and see who want to join you with the truth. That's what I have to do. And of course, y'all have, every right to, not agree with some stuff I say. You're not going to agree with everything, but I do my due diligence with research, and I go off of something that comes from deep, you know what I'm saying? Like within as well. So it's like, this is craziness. Now she's talking about how much they enjoy eating food out. You still didn't answer the question.
And I knew, I saw videos earlier in the day from Representative Mahmoud Noor and others that the ICE agents were in Cedar. And so I kept calling to see,
Calling him,
yes,
your
calling
son.
my son to see if he was okay, if he had any run-ins with him.
Y'all ain't give us none of
And he
that
wasn't
money.
answering. And eventually that night I did get a chance to
unquote
talk to
black.
him. And I had to remind him just how worried I am, because all of these areas that they're talking about are areas where he could possibly find himself in. And they are racially profiling. They are looking for young men who look Somali that they think are undocumented. My son was born here, so was the young man that they harassed. And he did say, they did come into the masjid while he was there praying. They didn't do anything.
They came into the mosque.
Yes, and they left. And then, yes, he did see them at the restaurant. They just walked around and kind of left. But yesterday, after he made a stop at a Target, he did get pulled over by ICE agents, and once he was able to produce.
Wait a minute, y'all. I thought we was boycotting Target. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. No, we're not letting none of these contradictions get past. Didn't Pastor, or maybe she don't follow Pastor Jamal Bryant because he's a different religion. It's almost the same thing. We have all the same ideologies with most religions. It's about morals. RBR spoke on that. He wasn't a religious man. I wish he had a little more spirituality in it, but he didn't. That was his choice. I thought we was targeting Target to boycott. Targeting Target. I thought they said, hey, all black people and and anybody else, I guess, that want to help. You know what I'm saying? We not gonna shop at Target for this whole month, y'all. It's Black History Month. Oh, Trump said that ain't Black History Month no more. Well, February, we ain't going to Target no more, y'all. Yeah. How long, boss? How long should we stay out of Target, boss? Man, 30 days. 30 days ain't gonna see our black dollar and they could kiss our black ass. All right, for 30 days. All right. So we get that, right? Then they said, see, they saw the difference, everybody. We stopped shopping with them for a month. And I know some people went back shopping at Target by now, right? But we're going to do another boycott. This time the boycott is going to be, man, the whole summer, don't you bring your black ass in Target. We ain't spending no black dollars in Target, y'all. Let's do it for the whole summer. Okay? My question was, okay, after the summer, do we then go back and shop at Target? Or I should say y'all, because I'm not part of any group. You don't tell me what to do, especially when you ain't making sense. DEI hasn't even done that much for black people that you think it would have and could have. It did not. Go in Walmart at any time. You see people you've never seen before. You don't even know what country they're from. But we support Walmart. So it depends on what you know. You can't just be fed this media crap. Now, she just said he was at Target spending his black money. Okay, I thought Target was an issue. I thought people that were discriminating, that were getting rid of DEI was the enemy. So it's interesting to me that we need to be paying more attention to what people are saying out of their mouths. Stop feeling like because somebody's a different they seem to be of a black person of African descent, that they're on this code that they're creating. How are you guys getting together, creating codes and then breaking codes in front of the people? That makes no sense to me. You don't tell me where to shop because that's not going to make a difference. Yeah, Target can get hit hard, but you have to have a strong movement that moves me, not just this talk, not just the money that you guys keep receiving under the table and over the table. This is ridiculous. It's ticking me off because I didn't see this. I'm watching it in real time with y'all.
His passport ID, they did let him go.
So your son went to Target last night with his passport.
He always carries it with him.
In case he gets pulled over.
Yes.
Which he did by ICE.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're glad that he's okay, and we're very glad to see you.
I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm so freaking done with it. I'm just done. I don't even think I have enough nerve to even pull Crockett up. Thanks for the reactions too, y'all. I seen some hearts a little while ago. Oh my gosh, what is going on, America? You guys see this? Do y'all hear where I'm coming from? It's not making any sense. And I know people that come through, they're not black. So to be honest, most people that I think watch me aren't even black. Because the problem with black people in America, there's so much self-hate that they hate to hear some great information. They hate it. So do y'all people that aren't black also, you see the confusion? Imagine, I know you probably have a really hard time imagining being black, but can you imagine how it feels when you're being pulled from all kind of different directions? When the Republicans are making more sense than other people. And then again, some of it is racism over there too. And then you're like, you want to speak on things, but then you get shunned when you speak on them, and it's coming from your heart. It's coming from not just feelings, but the heart that you have and the knowledge you've obtained. And it's like either where you go, you don't really fit in. So what I figure is we make our own space. We make our own ideologies. We can't just go off of what other people got and what they're telling us because they're lying to us. It's money first. It's not people first. Now, swirls, when I seen you said Elon came in with 2,000. Now she worth 30 million. She'd be humble too. This is crazy. Stop acting like y'all care about the people. You care about the money like a lot of people. We need other people in politics. But we got to start finding them and make it for sure that they make it up to the top. They keep serving us people. It's time for us to find people. I've been hoping to find people on YouTube. If y'all know people that want to run for office, whether it's lower level or higher level, please let me know. Please. I want to know. I want to hear what they have to say. We cannot keep going through these lies. And they're using our black skin to do it. Speak for yourself. You don't speak for me and my people. You definitely don't speak for me. Stop using my skin. What in the Hannibal Lecter is going on here? Ripping us apart and then you wearing our skin talking about, yeah, this is how Kiy feels too, because I speak for the people. No, you don't speak for me. Don't you just take my skin and put it on the freaking TV and act like you speaking for everybody. You don't. Get the heck out of here. Yeah, and it does take money to support people, y'all, but it's not just the money. We can do it without it. Just let me know what you planning. Let me know what you doing. We're going to get your voice out there. There's people that have done it with very little money, because the people that want to pay you are going to want to kind of try to control you as a puppet. We will find ways to make it to the top. The money mostly is for travel. You don't even have to go anywhere. You can travel to different areas and meet people and stuff, but there's ways that we can cut back on expenses. We have to. These people are tripping out. We're not dumb, and we're going to keep showing them that we're not dumb. It's time. It's time. Look how Shapiro devil ass looking. It's time, Shapiro. It's time, Belhar. I'm probably saying your name wrong. I forgot your name, but excuse me. I'm about to get off here anyway. I'm about to be burping. You know what I'm saying? So I just had a Mountain Dew, a sweet one from KFC. I like it. I love peach stuff. Okay? This burp's for you. I'm tired of it. Let me stop saying tired too, because they say, that don't say you tired. That's not a good thing. Stuff, but I'm done with it. I'm done. Oh my goodness. All right, y'all. But Prince, you don't need money. Oh, yeah. They'll take you out before you do any good. Nope, we ain't gonna let them take us out, y'all. There's a lot of people that weren't taken out, and don't let that make you feel like, I would like to run, but they tend to kill us. I would like to put a step forward, but I don't know if I'm the right complexion. I don't know if I got the right background. I don't know if I'm religious enough. I don't know if I got this, got that. We got to do the dang on thing. And I like what some of the Trump administration is doing. But do you see who they are? He got to run for president, a felon. Somebody, just because he has money, didn't do it. It's because he showed that he's going to powerfully come in here and shake this country up. And that's what he did, with or without the money. The money, yeah, it helps. But you can't tell me that by numbers, we won't be more powerful by bodies, body count. Forget the money account right now. Body count. You get enough people to back you, you're going to be heard. Don't feel like that. Look how much Kamala made. They said she made $1 million overnight, you guys, which I think they were lying. They want you to think that somebody got to throw $1 million in your lap. Then you might have a chance. She didn't stand a chance because she wasn't strong enough. People don't believe in Kamala like that. She's like an auntie that makes you feel cute, always laughing about something. But she never gave her stance on things. Look at all the millions she went through. She got more millions, they said. When Biden said, remember when he woke up and said, she got to do it. And they were like, who? And he was like, that lady. They were like, Kamala Harris. Yeah, your VP. Yeah, her. Get out of here. She could have had all the money. It's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. And we need honest voting. No more mail-ins. Get your butt to the poll. Get that booty to the poll. Whether it's stanking, or you chose to shower today, bring it to the poll and vote. If not, we're not accepting your vote. You don't have ID, you not voting. We don't know who you are. It's not a race thing, it's a legality thing. So as Black people, we got to stop making excuses too for our lack of things, documentation and all this other crap, and listen carefully to what people have going. And if you don't agree with none of the sides, you get together and we can create our own agendas. This is how they got popping off. We got YouTube. We got all these platforms to use. We can use it to our advantage. Look at the influencers. Look at the people on here now. Just because a majority of people make money through nonsense, imagine what we could do when we making sense. Don't let that get in the way. I'm not letting nothing get in the way. I'm standing on that. I'm telling you, if you know somebody or if you guys want to run, speak up. You have to, because if not, you don't really want to run, because you're going to be doing a lot of speaking once you win. We don't lose, we win. We're going up against snake-ass serpents. We're not going up against humans. We're going against people that are in the middle of a spiritual warfare right now. That's why I put the OMEN up there. That's why. They look like devils to me. Not everybody up there, but I begin on Ben Shapiro because he just seems so devilish. Man, he's so evil. I'm surprised. I was surprised him and Candace Owens don't get along. I'm like, you're both evil. Then I thought about it. I said, Kiy, the devil don't have friends. You know that. Devilish people only work together a little while until they make each other disappear. There's something wrong. Shout out to Acura again. They did a good commercial ad on my stream before, and it was good to see. And they've always made good cars too. Oh, they actually have a channel on here too. I didn't. All right. So, all right, this is the Acura channel. I wish they would just come on and keep looking. We don't need the music. Ooh, that reminds me of the Batmobile. I'm a Bat girl. Ooh, which one is this? Acura NSX Type S. Ooh la la. It definitely stands out. Me like it. I have a tight black cat suit on getting in and out of that whip. And I might have a whip in my hand going, whoosh. Yes, whipping y'all into this information. Whoosh. And some entertainment. Whoosh. Who wants their butt whooped in the chat? Whoosh. I'll be laughing about how guys always want to smack somebody in the butt. When the last time a guy got smacked on his butt? Y'all don't even know how to react when somebody. It's funny to me. Oh man. So that's the Acura NSX Type S. Nice. So I just think here and there too, we need to check out the new whip, see what's going on with vehicles, and add that as some little segments into the stream too. But yeah, I appreciate y'all, everyone that did come through and chatted. This was a thumbnail again. So in closing, devilism. Watch who we follow. I can see people's spirits through their face. So for me, it's obvious, but it must not be to everyone else. And then I just wanted to put this cute little throwback of Barron with the Trumps holding him. And then I showed through realtor.com, I showed y'all People magazine, I showed you guys NASDAQ. That's showing that Barron is on the rise, like with the millions of dollars. He's part of $1 billion company, and he's moving forward. So he's in school, but he's also knows to be in real estate, or at least Trump definitely knows, right? So it's just weird because they keep hiding the truth. So I'm like, I'm going to show y'all the articles. But if you go online, it's going to say, oh, no, he's not buying any properties. No, he's just in school. You out your rabbit ass mind if you think we don't know this man, this young man out here buying everything up. So y'all better bow to Barron. If y'all see Barron, take a bow. And I'm just having fun with the acronyms or whatever you call things. And I'm gonna end it on a note of fake hate crime outrage. People are so outraged over the Jews being targeted. The Negro's been targeted, always been a target. And when the Asians got hit a couple of years ago with it, they had a whole coalition behind them. Black people, we have the same old coalitions that half-ass help us. I reached out to NAACP before twice. They never helped me. And those was with murder cases because I had a personal connection and I was just looking for some help. They ain't helped me. So depend on who you know you can depend on and reach out for resources when you need them, y'all, because we need them. Network, call out the unjust. If people need to be exposed, you should expose them. I'm glad for my higher power. I'm glad for the universe. I'm glad for our faith. I'm just excited about it. Whether you believe in God or not, I know I have the Holy Ghost in me, and it helps me see things. So as I do, and as they are seen fit, I bring them on YouTube. I'm far from perfect, but I want to bring my best on here. I like to have a little fun, sometimes too, but I have to get information out there because I can't sit back and want to know why aren't people talking about this and that and how come this, how come that. All I got to do is fire this up. And sometimes they try to silence me, as you can see, it'd be up and down or whatever, but I can't stop. It don't make sense to. My heart is beating. So if my heart is beating, it need to do what I got to do while I'm here. We don't know what the next day gonna bring. Am I for reparations in New York? I'm for reparations everywhere. It's not even just an American thing. When it comes to, if you're speaking upon Black people have been snubbed for not just hundreds of years, but thousands of years. Black people were the first ones on this planet. I studied the Genome Project, research, all that. I have a video on it. Y'all should check it out. It's called Ghost DNA, where we're still finding DNA that doesn't match anyone, but is found in Black people. So what I'm working on too, I'm gonna have some videos coming out for y'all to check it out. And y'all let me know if y'all believe in reparations. Of course, whenever you owe someone, you pay them. So there's your answer right there, I feel. Yvette Carnell is somebody that's on YouTube. It would be awesome to get an interview with her. I'm gonna have to find her, man, find out where her fee is. But she broke down how America can afford to give everyone reparations that is entitled to it. And she said, I know these numbers seem too big, y'all, but I'm telling you, I know my stuff. And she does know her numbers. Yvette Carnell is awesome on here. A lot of things she said came to pass because as soon as COVID came out, they slapped everybody with at least 3 rounds of checks with at least $2,000 in them, right? $2,000. She knew what she was talking about. So yeah, reparations is due and should be given. There's no question about it. It's just the question to me is when somebody says, "Do you believe in reparations?" You're asking me, should Black people get back what they had? Excuse me. Should they get back what was stolen? Should they have a way to even this playing field that's been so uneven? So absolutely. And thanks for asking. All right, y'all. So thanks for coming through and y'all be safe. And that'll wrap it up for me with devilism. I'm Kiy NY7. Hope to see and or feel y'all back at another time. Peace.
You okay? She said, why have you asked? My black butt, am I okay? Is your white butt okay?
To adjourn. I mean, adjourn. Yeah, that's it.
There one time for your mind, since I had some people that are from the RBR University. We'll close out with an RBR clip real quick. Well, his voice anyway. Thanks. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Damn, what was that? Is that a fly? What? Sorry. You know what? JoJo, what? Boy. JoJo, what? Boy. Somebody give me the light, give me light, give me light, give me light, boy. Give me light, 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 light, light. Hey, 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 yeah. Light, light. Oh yeah. Light, light, yeah. Light, light. Oh yeah. Light, light. How do I get light? Good deal. A romantic night in a Wienermobile. What?